All right, here we go with 4.3 real-world ratio problems again. We are on page 144, so make sure you're looking at that with me. And this is going to take it to another level. It's going to get a little harder. You have to use two sets of ratios to solve a real-world problem. So read along with me. The ratio of the number of CDs Brad has to the number of CDs that Keith has is 2 to 3. And you can see that right here. 2 to 3. Let me change the color out. There's 2 parts for Brad, 3 parts for Keith. The ratio of the number of CDs that Keith has to the number of CDs that Simone has is 6 to 11. So I did that as a separate ratio over here. Here's 6 parts to Simone's 11 parts. And then it says Brad has 24 CDs. Here's Brad. Brad has 24 CDs. And how many CDs do Keith and Simone have together? These two people here have together. Well, there's all different ways you can solve this. One of the ways is you can change this ratio of Brad and Keith, and so that Brad transfers over to the same system, the same ratios system here as Keith and Simone. You would do that by saying, well, to go from Keith's 3 here to the 6 here, you multiply by 2, right? 3 times 2 is 6. So if you multiply Brad's 2 by 2, then you can get 4 for Brad. I'm going to do it a different way, though. And then you can solve it just by using these 3 ratios like you learned how to do before. I'm just going to take Brad's 24 CDs and plug it right into here, into his ratio of 2 parts. So that means each one of his parts is 12 CDs. And if each one of the parts here, in comparing to Keith, has 12 CDs, then Keith has 36 CDs, because 12 times 3 is 36. And that means that over here, if Keith has 36 CDs and there are 6 parts, each one of the parts, the units, is now 6. And that means that Simone has 11 sixes, which is, of course, 66, because 11 times 6 is 66. We add in the 36 for Keith, and we get 102 CDs for both of them put together.